Also, has everyone turned in their position papers for the committee? Since you'll probably get the award if you write the position paper.
All the delegates that already entered the Minecraft, please go to the main building, and on the entrance you will see the register place, and wait that the moderator will register you.
All right, and please make sure to message one of the moderators that is available to register. Once you have registered, please wait till everyone gets registered. Then we will all go inside of the main world for IOMUN 8.
Ibrahim, no, IOMUN guests don't have permission to select message.
So you guys can with Minecraft.
No, they cannot. I'm getting them registered in public chat.
Okay, get them registered normally, and yeah, we'll continue on.
Okay, delegates, is everybody in their place? Okay, so I think we will start the committee for now. If there's going to be other delegates, so we will add them.
Naho and
Arjun?
Michelle are joining as well. They just need some time to catch up. So if you guys want to
Oh,
take
yeah.
some
Yeah, I was gonna say for the meantime, as we're doing some we're getting more delegates right now. You guys can explore the map since our chairs work really hard for making the map. You guys can look around. I think there's like a build battle area. There's a lot of like places to explore. Just take the time, and we'll notify you when we're ready to start the committee session.
Small correction, and Anna helped.
That too.
I saw your.
I built mostly everything.
Yeah, I know. I didn't build anything. I just logged today.
And Ibrahim. What needed
Ibrahim.
like some well.
Ibrahim and Anna.
I did most of it.
You all did something, and
Right,
that's
I'm getting
important.
Wait, also.
Okay, so you can go and explore the map. During the breaks, by the way, the old map, the one that you entered through, you can use it as like a fun station or whatever you call it. There is a shooting game. There is a PvP arena. You can enjoy there. We will maybe have a build battle. I'm not really sure about that.
Yeah, there's social time we can do that.
And once the time starts, I'll be able to explain the rules and how we're going to be able to send private notes and so on.
Oh, so there's a military base over there, so you can check that out on the left.
That's Port Henry military base, if I'm not mistaken.
It doesn't look anything like Fort Henry, but yeah.
It is, believe us.
Hypothetically. Yeah, you can explore both maps.
That's a beautiful map. Good job, everybody, especially Anna, because that's what
You know, right? Okay.
Okay, you can start, I think.
All right. So in terms of the rules, all right, before we start the committee session, the way that private notes are going to be passed is that we're going to be you guys as delegates are going to be sending your private notes to the MUNcraft email. This let me put the MUNcraft email in the chat. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm opening it up. I'm using my phone currently because my desktop doesn't really, support audio at the moment, which is really annoying. So IOMUN. Okay. Does everyone see the email?
Yes.
So what this is that you guys are going to be using this, and when you write your private notes, the subject, the title should be your committee position and your actual name, and the note should be whatever you want to address it to and what you want in order for your powers to increase or whatever you want, however you want committee session to flow. If everyone is familiar with the ROP, and if anything else, I think we're good for now. Does anyone have any questions before we start? Okay. I'm saying right now, since there are not that many people in this committee session at the moment, so I really expect that a lot of you will be speaking multiple times at once. So do prepare to speak. The plan right now is that we can get a few. We're gonna push for a crisis update after every 2 mods, hopefully. So with that out of the way, I think we can set the debate in order. I think the way that you guys vote is by doing the redstone, if I'm correct, by clicking the
Yes.
switches.
Yes, by voting,
Right.
you flick the lever next to your seat, and it will turn on the lamp. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a problem about that because in my state there isn't any what do we call it?
Lever. Let's
Lever.
see.
I'm North Carolina.
North Carolina. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Where are you?
Yeah. I can just vote like a South Carolina because it's next to me, but whatever.
You do this.
Yeah.
This one. Transfer it. Oh my god, what happened to my Minecraft? Wait 1 second. Okay, here. Let's transfer it. Where are you? North Carolina.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now you have one.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Anybody else with questions? Okay, and we are going to start a committee. Arjun, maybe you.
Yeah,
maybe
sorry.
you-
Before you continue, I didn't mean to interrupt. But I'm saying those who aren't using Minecraft at the moment, just raise your hand in the Zoom, and we'll count your vote. So that's not that much of a concern. So I think now we can start. Sorry about that. You can continue now.
Okay. Arjun, may you share your screen to the MUN command?
Yeah, are you able to see it?
Wait. No. You have permission. If not, I can do it, but it will take me some time.
Yeah, I'm screen sharing. Are you able to see it?
Nope.
No?
No, sorry.
That's odd. Here, let me see something real quick.
Sorry for our technical issues.
Huh. Okay, maybe I can leave and join back if that's okay with you.
Okay, I will open on MUN command right now. Can everybody send me their names in chat right now? like really quickly?
The Zoom chat or the? I mean, I'm just saying for the delegates.
Zoom, yeah, a Zoom chat.
Yeah, put in the Zoom chat. So.
Names of the
Our
delegates
character
that they
name.
present. No, the names that you represent.
Can you repeat the country or the person?
Country, but you're not representing a country, you're representing a person.
Yeah,
So-
but like, you got it.
Your position, basically.
Yeah.
Robert Lee.
And also just to repeat, everyone has access to the MUNcraft email to write your notes at, right?
I guess that everybody has, because
Okay, yeah. If you have any objections, just just write the notes that you don't have the email. I can just send it again.
if you have any problems, you can say it in personal privilege, or you can write it in chat for me in private on Minecraft or on Zoom, whatever you want. Start session, conduct roll call. Okay, we're starting with roll call. Wait, I didn't add me somebody. Okay, John H. Reagan.
Does it say present and voting?
Present or present and voting, or absent, but
Okay,
you're not absent.
voting.
Okay, Robert E. Lee.
Present and voting.
Zebulon. How do you say this name? Zebulon Fried Vance. If that's how you
Present
say it.
and voting.
Oh my God. Did they miss somebody because they feel like they missed somebody?
Joseph Wheeler.
Oh, okay, let's see. I will add some. Let's oh, here he goes. No. Joseph Riller. Are you present or
I'm
present
voting.
and voting?
Voting.
Okay, thank you. I will share my screen now. Great. Okay. So we're going to start with opening speeches. Anybody that didn't, is there anybody that didn't make an opening speech or don't want to say an opening speech? Joseph Willer. Okay. And Robert Hugh Lee. You don't want to make an opening. Okay. Oh, okay. So we are going to start. Robert Hugh Lee. Do you have a point of privilege, or because your hand is still up? Okay. John H. Reagan, you don't want to do an opening speech?
Yeah, so
Or do you have a point of
the delegate hasn't really prepared the speech, so
It's okay.
if it's possible, yeah, I will not like to be on the thing.
Okay. Okay, so now we're going to do opening speech. I'm saying it in single.
All right, delegates. Also, before we continue doing the speeches, one thing I'd like to add is that, I mean, you guys can go for your speeches at any moment and so on, but it's preferred that you do speak, regardless if you don't really know much about it, the topic. But yeah, continue.
Okay, you will have 1 minute. 1 minute, right? Yeah. You have 1 minute to do your opening speech. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Honorable chairs, sorry. Honorable chairs, dear delegates. Today the confederacy is so great loss. Lost men and lost a key strategic place. But if you look at the big picture, we are losing money and men, and the will of our people to fight. We can't continue like this if we want to win the war. We will need a case fire, in my opinion. We will need a case fire or an arrangement with the union for the continuation of the fight and for the recovery of for our people. Thank you very much, the Honorable Chair. Yield the time back to the Chair. I yield the time.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Does anybody
Okay, thank
else
you,
want to
delegate.
speak? John H. Reagan, you want to speak?
Yes, if I could be added on the speakers list. So if I could speak.
Sure.
Thank you.
Wait, I will start your timer. And Joseph Fuller, you want to do a speech?
Yep, could I also be added to the speakers list?
Yes.
May I add to the speaker list again?
Sure. Does anybody have points of privilege to the delegate of however your name is?
I will say it. Zebulun Bird Vance. This is my name.
Zebulun. Okay, thank you very much. Does anybody have points of privilege to the delegate of Zebulun?
I think you could call me Mr. Vance.
Okay, that will be easier. Thank you very much. If not, so John H. Reagan, your turn. Your timer starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
So I am aware that I am not the most prominent person in this war. So I just want to briefly introduce myself. I started off as a farmer, and because of my ability, not only in law, but in business as well, I became a politician. And at the moment, I ran the only post office in the South that is actually profitable. That shows that I indeed am a very successful businessman, along with having a deep knowledge in law. And as someone that has the credentials to provide helpful ideas on how we can get out of this terrible situation and how to solve this, I strongly believe that the most important thing right now is to try to negotiate with the union and to try to cooperate with the union, and at the end of the day, come out with a victory in this situation.
Okay, thank you very much, delegate. There's no time to yield. Next speaker is Joseph Fuller. Right. And Joseph Fuller, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
Do nothing and hope the enemy fades away is what Fabius Maximus said after he beat Hannibal's great army many years ago. Now we, the great Confederate states, are faced with our own Hannibal, the rogue North. But instead of facing them head on, it is far more strategic for us to exhaust them, take on a strong defensive stance, and boil the battle down to small skirmishes where their big fancy army won't do them any good. We will wait for them to strike and then not let them gain any ground until the public gets mad at the tyrant Lincoln, the president. Given that their army far outnumbers ours, it will be irrational for us to try to combat them with traditional war tactics that often result in huge casualties because they depend purely on numbers. The immense talent of our own generals is put to far better use in sophisticated defense tactics that inflict damage on the Union army while preserving ours. My dear Confederate brothers, we will stand strong and together as one, because as George Washington said in the past, perseverance and spirit have done wonders. Thank you, and I yield my time to the chair.
Thank you very much, delegate. The last speaker is Bulun, or as they call it, Mr. Vance. Your timer starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. As I said before, I think this is necessary to have a case file or get to an arrangement with the union, as my dear friend Mr. Regan said before. We need to get to an arrangement with the union for the good of the people who are suffering from a financial disaster in the Confederacy right now, and for the good of the fight, because we can fight. We are low numbers of men and low numbers of money, and we are running out of option. And as you can see, this fight we all came here to discuss is reflecting the situation. I yield the time back to the chair.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we're going to. Does anybody else want to make an opening speech? Robert E. Lee. Sure. Let's add you. Robert E. Lee. Are you ready to speak? Okay. Your timer starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Honorable chairs, fellow delegates, it is not even a question if we should fight or if we do an agreement with them. We were fewer even in our war against England, and still we won. We won our independence. So why are we even fighting about yielding to them right now? We are not going to yield because we have the power to win. Yielding is not an option. Giving up is not an option. Agreement is not an option. It was never an option. The only option is to conquer all of the land and to win this fight using our army and nothing else. I yield my time back to the chairs.
Thank you very much, Delegate. Does anybody else want to make an opening speech? Again?
Before we get for more opening speeches, a lot of people are asking if you guys can start sending notes now. And yeah, just you're allowed to send in directives the second the committee session started. I apologize for not saying that clearly, but yeah, you guys can start sending in directives now. And whatever you do, send it to the Gmail, either as a document under the email, or if you want to send your private notes, just send it under the email itself. So yeah, thank you. And if you guys don't have you guys don't really understand what private notes are or directives are, just tell me and I can remind anyone.
You remind everyone?
Can you remind maybe?
Oh, sorry. So for private directives, so what private directives are is that you just write a few small points about your character using the powers that you currently have, and you try to send it to the the person you want to send it to in order to help increase your powers. So let's say that I was a barley farmer and I want to get more soldiers to protect my army. I will say I want to use my barley to send I want to use my barley to convince other people to give me soldiers, something like that. Yeah, that's basically how you get powers during the committee, and that's how you can use those powers to, be more powerful, or somehow use that power to be better than the other people in the other committees. So yeah, that's basically it. It's and the way you write it could be like a smaller, like a resolution paper, but it's smaller and it's a lot more detailed. That's basically it. And for the private notes, if you want to increase your powers, it's all under the email. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So if you want, the email is in the chat. If somebody isn't finding it or something like that, please write me private on the chat or on the Minecraft. Who want to speak? Does anybody want to speak? Yes. Joseph Fuller and Mr. Vance. Okay, anybody else? Okay. Joseph Fuller, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yielding is not an option, and I, Joseph Wheeler, definitely agree at that point. However, conquering the North in its entirety is not an option either, because for the Confederacy, our goal in this war isn't to take over the entire Union and establish the great United States Confederate state, but our goal is to get a stalemate because that is what our win is about, independence. As far as we get a stalemate on that border to the North and the South, so we've effectively won this war because we have an independent Confederate state now. For the North, instead, they need to squash all of our spirit on our great land and invade all the way down to Florida. But for us, we just need to hold them at bay until they can't get enough spirit to try to invade into the South anymore. If we try to invade, on the other hand, we won't have the advantages of having resources and resupplying nearby, as well as knowing the complicated terrain in the first place. It's far more strategic in that sense for us to hold our ground until the Union gives up invading and therefore gives us the victory for free. Thank you.
Oh, wait, thank you very much, Delegate. You wield your time.
I yield my time to the chair.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, Mr. Vance. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. As I said before, I would like to respond to what the Honorable Mr. Waller said. This is what I want to do, but this isn't possible. We are short on men, we are short on money, and I would like to remind you too. There is a fight over in my own country, over Roanoke Island, North Carolina, that we are suffering and we are starting to lose over there, and this is a completely disaster too. So I would like to remind you this fight too, and this is just showing that we have to get an arrangement with the union for at least a week or something like that to calm down and open a little bit economy and get back to our feet.
Thank you very much, Delegate. Wait, stop. Okay, does anybody else want to speak? Robert D. Lee and Joseph Fuller.
Also, delegates, before you guys speak, one thing to establish, another thing I should have mentioned, is that when you start writing your private arcs and your private directives, put all of that under one email chain. So if you put everything in one thing, write everything underneath that in the reply format. That's pretty much it. We're just trying to minimize the amount of emails we get for the email. So.
Okay, thank you very much. Robert Lee, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Mr. Vance, what makes you think that doing an agreement with them for a week is gonna help us? They're only gonna gain power by trying to control us like that. Like my friend Joseph Wheeler said, if we control our territories, we will win this fight. We should not even try to get to an agreement with them. It will not help us even one bit. Agreement will only power us down. Also, point of personal privilege, can I use the bathroom?
Yes.
Thank you.
And do you wield your time back to your chair?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Joseph Willer, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
In this civil war, negotiating with the North is simply not a viable solution. Because even though I do recognize the fact that North Carolina is facing a lot of damages, as a cavalry general, I'm very glad to send a lot of my forces to defend that and make sure that our line is being held from the back instead. Instead of negotiating with the North, we try to hold our ground instead, since even though our army is currently slightly lacking compared to the Union, we do have a strong force and intelligence and talent enough in our generals to hold our ground in our own territory against the tyrannical North. Furthermore, as the cavalry general, I'll be very glad to provide any assistance to any state or any senators or any generals who are having trouble holding their ground against the unions who are trying to break our line in the border. And please feel free to message me if you need that kind of assistance.
Thank you very much, Delegate. Do you yield your time back to the chair?
Yeah, I yield my time back to the chair.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody else that want to speak? Just a reminder, this is only opening speeches. You don't need to show all of your speeches yet. There will be a lot of time, okay? You have 2 days. John H. Reagan and Mr. Vance. Oh, and Joseph Fuller. Okay. John H. Reagan, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, thank you. So I want to express my own opinions on how we should be dealing with the situation right now. Unlike what some people think in this committee, I strongly believe that right now, the only way for us to even have a chance of survival is to negotiate. We must somehow cooperate with the North. However, just to clarify, this is not saying we should surrender or we should give up on what we believe in. What I am saying is that we should try to negotiate with the North and still try to get what we want from this, what we want out of this war. And the reason for this is that if we try to fight, there is almost zero chance that we have of winning. The number of troops that we have, the number of weapons that we have are completely inferior to what the Union has. And thus, I suggest cooperation with the North. Thank you.
Okay, much delegate. Mr. Vance, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. As I said before, I don't want to negotiate with the union, but there is no choice for us. We are short of men. I will repeat it again. We are short of men. We are short of money. The union is blocking our our transportation to Europe and to transport tobacco. Sorry, and we are short on money. And as I said, as someone said, you can help me to defend my country against the union. It's impossible, all right? And my people are just don't want this war. They are not supporting. They are starting to less support us and what we are doing.
Thank you very much, delegate. Do you yield your time back to the chair?
I yield my time back to the chair.
Okay. Joseph Fuller, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
In any case, we should not be giving up to the North by negotiating them when we actually haven't tried to use our full forces in defending our great land in the first place. Sure, right now we might not have enough generals to rush in against the Union and invade all of their land, but we do have enough expertise, talent, and man force to hold our ground against them if they're attacking us. But furthermore, we have to keep in mind that our economy can thrive through using and leveraging the British. The British currently rely on 80% of their cotton exports on us. That means if the North starts to blockade our economy, the Britain's economy is effectively damaged as well. Therefore, if you also message them on diplomatic ground to help us assist us in whatever military support or training or economic leverage we need, I think that the British would be very clearly in support of our cause because of their economic benefits that come with our cooperation with the Confederacy. My time to the chair.
Thank you very much, delegate. Does anybody else want to speak? Oh, Mr. Vance, and John H. Reagan. Mr. Vance, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
I would like to refer to what the Honorable Mr. Wooler said about country about not country the Union area. I would like to refer that she said we can defend our place and from the Union. This didn't really show. This is not really happening in real time. and as we speak, because came here about the battle, we lost a key strategic place. That now, yeah, the Union have a free road to just go and conquer like my country, or other countries in the Union, and we feel lost. So this is why I think we should negotiate with the Union.
Thank you very much, Delegate. See, John H. Reagan. Your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you. Regarding the idea on continuing the fight and continuing to basically try to defend their lines, I would like to ask everyone who agrees on that point on how exactly we plan to do this, because right now we are at a clear disadvantage in this current situation. We have lost some battles, and it looks like even if we continue and do our best, we will not be able to beat the people in the north. Thank you. I yield my time to.
Thank you very much, Delegate. Does anybody else want to speak?
Just saying, before someone else speaks, I also had a question about how we're going to pass public directives. Let me just mention this. So just open up a Google Doc, and if you want to work with others to help pass the public directives, just share it with the people you want to work with. Put it under the doc, and then give the sharing rights to IOMUN MUNcraft email. And then we'll take a look at it, and it'll help towards the next crisis update.
Okay, thank you very much. Joseph Wooler, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
Right now, the only reason why Texas and North Carolina are struggling to hold their ground is because we haven't put our full force in defense yet. Up till now, the Confederacy has tried to attack the Union and make way towards Philadelphia, cut off Ohio, instead of focus on defending our mainland in the first place. Therefore, if you circumvent our forces to make sure they are coming back to the land and coming back to defending our own Confederate states, I think that'll be sufficient enough for our very talented generals to hold our ground against the tyrannical Union forces. Furthermore, we don't think that by using guerrilla warfare, which is basically ambushes on their camps, sabotaging their railways, so that basically support the militaries in the first place. By using those methods, we don't need to have that much manpower, but we can inflict significant damages on their forces without having to sacrifice so much of our soldiers as is used in traditional warfare. With those strategies, we could easily win this war by holding our ground. Thank you. I yield my time to Chair.
Thank you very much, Delegate. Mr. Vance, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I would like to remind you that there is a reality, Honorable Mr. Wooler. We don't have men, as I said before. The Union is, we are facing an vulnerable we are vulnerable to the Union, and they can country us, and we are short of money. And as I said before, the people are starting to not support the main reason we are gathered here. This is to win the war and to keep the war. And as I said before too, I don't really want to negotiate with the Union, but we don't have a choice. This is a crucial war for us. We are low numbers we are low numbers, and we are low of men as well. And I hand the time back to the chair.
Thank you very much, Delegate. Awesome. Okay. Does anybody? Okay, Joseph Fuller, Robert E. Lee. Anybody else? Okay, Joseph Fuller.
And me. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I'll add you in the end. Joseph Fuller, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let's just address the concerns of Mr. Something Vance in my speech right now. First of all, we do understand that we do not have as many men as the Union, but it's far more important to recognize we have the majority of general training schools in the first place inside the Confederacy. That means even though we might not have as many men in our army, our generals are far more talented. That means we can easily use smart guerrilla tactics like ambushing and other defensive strategies in order to achieve our goals of holding our ground against the Confederacy and therefore winning the war. Second, the only reason why the Confederacy public does not support this cause in the first place is because of the Union's Anaconda Plan, which blockades our entire Pacific economy in the first place. By asking the British to help us out with their great navy, they could easily get rid of the blockade and therefore make our economy thrive and therefore get the patriotism of the Confederacy back up again. Furthermore, by using my news outlet, by the Confederacy news posting, we could easily also get the support of people in our own states, as well as in Alabama as well, to support the Confederacy cause. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Delegate. Robert E. Your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
Like my friend Joseph Villa said, winning a war is using strategies. We have the best generals, more than the good generals that the Union have. Our generals are the best to have. Okay, I'm one of them, so I know that we can win this war using the strategies that we have, and we can ask for help, and we can ambush them, and we can help, and we can defend our lands, and we can conquer other lands because we use well strategies and because we're smart enough to do that. Winning a war is not agreeing. Winning a war is not yielding and making agreements with the other side. Winning a war is conquering the land using force and tactics. I yield my time back to the chairs.
Thank you very much, Delegate. Just wanted to say right now, the chair's discretion, this will be the last speaker's time. If anybody else wants to join the speakers list, please tell us now. Hey, Joseph Fuller. Anybody else? You're
I'm
going
an
to speak
upcoming speaker, so.
You will speak afterwards. You're already in. Wait. Anybody else? This will be the last time for now. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Vance, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I would like to refer to what Robert E. Lee and Joseph Fuller said before. We have a really good tactics. We have really good generals. So how is that? All what you said before. How did we list the most strategic place in this war, and that we came here to discuss? How we had a geographic advantage over the Union. We had more soldiers, and we had more buildings and facilities to store and to defend ourselves. How did we lose this war? Sorry. I yield the time back to the chair.
Thank you very much. Considering the time that you have, we don't want to yield it maybe to one of you, to Joseph Fuller.
Can you repeat what you just said?
Considering the time that you have, do you want maybe to yield that time to Joseph Fuller, the next speaker?
No. I yield the time back to the chair.
Okay, thank you very much. Joseph Fuller, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
As the Confederacy, if we're going to make this war long enough, the Union gets tired of fighting this war in the first place, we also have to make sure that our own great citizens aren't also tired of the war at the end when we beat the Union at the end. There's a couple of ways to do this. First of all, you gotta make sure you have sufficient communications to arouse patriotism, using just like propaganda to portray the Union as a very rogue nation trying to invade another country. This way, we can also get support from the Europeans, also encouraging our economy to thrive. Secondly, we got to ensure everyone in our army gets sufficient wages and their family is supported by the government by taxing the rich and the wealthy in our states. That means that the more people are encouraged to join the army to get more economic support. Also, we got to have rations to ensure there are no riots because people will not be starving to death on the streets, nor will they be going through poverty as a result of our war. And as we produce a lot of cotton and a lot of food and we have a lot of plantations, it's very plausible that we can have rations that make sure our citizens are being well fed throughout the war. Thank you. I yield my time to chair.
Thank you very much, Delegate. Considering that was the last speaker, we're going to move into motions. The chairs will look favorably about the motion of an unmod. Are there any motions on the floor? Joseph Fuller.
Motion for a 10-minute unmoderated caucus.
Okay.
Delegates, I'm going to rule that dilatory because I want to have one more moderated caucus because I want to get a little bit more of a private directives and have a crisis update before we can have the unmod. So just try to push for a topic for the moderated caucus and then we'll push for crisis update.
Oh, okay.
I think a few people might be confused on how private directives are supposed to work, as in what kind of thing we can write. So you can give us like a 5-minute recap of what private directives are and what kind of things you can, put on it.
Okay, so I mean, currently since it is online, we're gonna make it a little bit more easier to write private directives out. So if you want to further your arc, maybe you want to set up a goal in your committee to make yourself more powerful or achieve a goal you want in the committee session. What you can do is that you send an email to us in the point of view of a person, of your person, and then utilizing what your powers of your person is, you write to the email what you want accomplished and how that is possible. So when you write to us something saying that I want 10,000 soldiers, you can't tell us that and we can't just give it to you. You need to tell us how are you going to attain those soldiers? What powers do you have currently that will help you get those soldiers? Something like that. And then from there, we'll be able to see if we approve of that, see that if it checks out that your powers are able to go through that motion, or if we deny that and then something bad happens. We'll try to be as nice as possible. I've been in conferences where I've told them I wanted a lot of soldiers, but then I only got 1/3 of that, and then those 1/3 were not trained, so they all died in the battle. I will try to be a lot more nice than that, since you may not be experienced with private directives, but just simply write in the point of view of your person what you want accomplished and how are you going to accomplish that. And that's really it. Should I explain anything else, or does that seem clear? Also for public directives though, if you want more people to see that, and we'll see if people can pass that. We're waiting, we'll wait for a few more, preferably have all these public directives sent after the first unmod. We're gonna be a little bit strict on that. And the point of a public directive, in case you guys wanted a reminder, was that you guys work together to create these smaller resolution papers. So for a GA, we have these resolution papers and these working papers. For this one, it's kind of like that similarly, except the points are a lot more detailed. So like you have to be very specific in what you want in these points, and it's a lot more smaller. In a GA, you get these working papers and they're like pages and pages long. For this one, keep it to like a page and keep it to around 2 or 3 clauses. That's my recommendation. And then when you're done, put in a document. If you work with someone, share it with, have them, share it, and you both work on it, and then send it to and share the editing rights to the MUNcraft email. If that's about it, we can continue Coney session. So.
Excuse me, guys. I don't think that you can hear me.
Oh, we can
hear you now.
Oh,
We can hear.
My headphones got disconnected. Sorry. Does anybody have questions? Okay. Joseph Fuller. Would you like to change your motion? Okay. What is your motion?
And we have a 10-minute, a motion for a 10-minute moderated caucus on a topic of arousing the public or public support.
Public support. Sorry about my writing. I'm not the best in writing. I know that it's not the best, but okay. 10 minute. How much speaker time?
A 1-minute speaker time.
1 minute. And this is by Joseph. Okay, so that. Anybody else? Are there any motions on the floor? Let's check if somebody is voting in the Minecraft. Seeing as such, we will move into voting. Simple procedure. Okay. Whoever is in favor, please raise your hand or turn on the lamp via Minecraft. Joseph. Okay, John, Regan. I think we lost a couple delegates. Okay, John is.
Yeah, we lost. Now she went to discuss something with Anna for a bit. She'll be back.
Okay, so I will call her in favor. Joseph Fuller in favor. Robert E. Lee in favor. Who else? Mr. Vance.
Mr. Vance in favor.
In favor. Congratulations. Now we go to motions. Pass. Okay, who wants to go? Wants to speak? The delegation of the delegate Joseph Fuller. Would you like to speak first or last?
First, please.
Yes. Afterwards, Severon. Finally got his name. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. Robert Healy. Okay, and we are starting. Joseph Fuller, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
As part of arousing public support, me and Robert E. Lee have come up with a three-point plan. First of all, propaganda. Secondly, contacted the British to get rid of the Anaconda blockade. Currently, the Union has made a naval blockade around our coast, and that means we can't export anything to the Europeans, mostly cotton. By contacting the British, you can establish the fact that we export 40% of their cotton, 80% of cotton supply, and that means they have to come to our rescue and help us reopen our naval trade with them to make sure their economy also does not stall. Lastly, we also have to sabotage the Union's railroads. One of their biggest advantages in this war is the fact that they have a lot of railroads that can resupply their armies with. By using copperheads or thousand sympathizers in the north, we can easily sabotage those railroads and make sure if they're ever invading us, they cannot have enough resupplying because the railroads are currently sabotaged and they have to refix it again. Thank you. I yield my time. And no, I don't have my time.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Vance, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you very much, the Honourable Chair. As I would like to refer to what the Honourable Gentleman, Mr. Will said about the involvement of the British about the awareness of the people and support the people, and about the propaganda to speak to our people and to convince them to keep moving in the world. I think this is a right idea. First of all, sorry to refer about that. Our people are not dumb. Sorry. They know that they are in a bad situation. They know that the Confederacy is in bad situation financially, and the war, or in the losses the people will lose, and of course food. We don't have food, and this is what I want to say. Thank you very much. I give the time back to the chat.
Thank you very much. Next speaker is Robert E. Lee. Robert E. Lee, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
Mr. Vance, what you do not understand is if we sabotage the railways, we can make sure that we have a supply chain coming, and we can take over that, and we can take the equipment to us. We can make sure to harm them so they don't have enough supply, so they don't have enough money, so they don't have enough food, and we have enough. You sabotaging the railways will be the best strategy we can do right now, except defending our grounds and defending our people. Sabotaging the railways will only benefit us because we will gain their food, we will gain everything that they're trying to get to them. I yield my time to the church.
Thank you very much. Does anybody else want to speak? Joseph Willer and Mr. Vance. Miss Joseph Willer, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
I'd like to add on to the points previously mentioned by Robert E. Lee in her speech as well. Because the thing is, the only advantage the union has against us is two things. First of all, they have a greater industrial capacity. And secondly, they have railroads. In terms of food, actually, we have the advantage here because we have the most plantations compared to a union, which is a industrial hub instead of an agriculture hub, unlike the Great South. And that means if we just simply sabotage their railroads, their industrial capacity won't do them any good because they can't get their products shipped to their soldiers that are on the front lines in the first place. Secondly, sabotaging railroads mean they can't even send a resupply. They can't even send a reinforcements for their forces. If our ambushes kill like 90% of their forces, they won't have any other soldiers that are coming from the Union from the north to help them out. And that means, therefore, we can slowly weather them out until they effectively give up on invading our territory in the end. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Vance, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I would like to refer to what the Honorable Gentleman, Mr. Wooler, said about sabotaging the Union roads. I would like to say about that most of the city and the factories are near water and not in the middle of the country, that they will need roads to drive all over. It will might block as the supply for soldiers, but it won't worsen the economic value, and we will just be stayed poor, as like, for example, the economy will be at least it won't be good, it will be better than us and than our economy, and I think we can do it.
Thank you very much. Let's see. Okay. Does anybody else want to speak? Christopher Willer and Mr. Vance, do you want to speak again?
Yeah.
Okay. Joseph Willer, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
It is also important to recognize the fact that the union does not have that much public support when it comes to this war. Because keep in mind, right now, the only thing Lincoln has to say about their war is that they're trying to keep the Union together. But by doing this, the Lincoln right now is facing a lot of backlash from his inner cabinet for taking a lot of tyrannical power and doing whatever he wants and going against his senior generals, as well as the public seeing his tyrannical actions. Therefore, if it doesn't lead to quick results and a quick win right away, the Union public nor his generals at the top will not be very happy with whatever he has done in the past to make sure he has the forces needed to invade the Confederacy in the first place. Therefore, as long as you're able to wear them out completely enough and wear them out to the point where they don't have that much public support, even if their economy is not a complete failure or is completely devastated and the forces aren't all dead, even if that doesn't happen necessarily, just by dragging the war out, we can make the Lincoln's tyrannical actions to win this war clearly unjustified, and therefore make sure we can get a more neutral side on the Union sort of politics that will make sure we can actually continue win this war in the end. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Vance, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, the Honorable Chair. As what I would like to refer to what the Honorable Mr. Will said about the support of the people in the Union. First of all, most of the support came from victories, like the victory of the Union that we came here to discuss. And as I see it for me personally, there will be more victories to the Union for what did happen today. And they conquered a key strategic place that we owned, that blocked an invasion over the Confederacy areas and countries. And now they have easily hand almost half of they have hand to conquer almost half of the countries we owned.
Okay, thank you very much. I believe that, does anybody else want to speak? Yeah, okay. And Joseph Fuller. Okay, so let's see. Okay, Mr. Vance, your timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
And I would also like to say that I would also like to say again that they will win more wars and economic. We don't have enough food and enough supply of food that you keep saying we have. And from what I see, I don't know how you got that. We don't have food, and they have food because they're blocking our aid. They're blocking our transport routes, and for Britain and for the Europe, and and they are in a much better situation than ours. Than how we held time back to the chair.
Thank you very much. Joseph Fuller, you want to speak, right? Okay, and you speak, and your timer starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Honorable delegates, we can win this war with European support, and especially the British. And I'd like to outline 4 reasons why that can happen. First of all, the British government can send their navy to break up the Union blockade and therefore invigorate our economy because we export a lot of our agricultural products to the east. Secondly, they can provide us with military support, such as active military training on shooting and tactics. And that means even if we have a lesser military force, we're able to have very great trained, skilled forces who can do twice the damage of the original Union soldier who's not as well trained as the Confederacy forces will be. But lastly, we can have more artillery, which is very crucial to having a very successful ambush or guerrilla tactic warfare. And that includes the most advanced rifles, the Springfield model rifle and the Henry repeating rifle, both of which are also currently used by the Union, and the Confederacy lacks because we don't have our own industrialized factories. We can ask the British to export them to us or actually build our own factories for us so they can win this war. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I believe that we have a crisis update. Yes.
Delegates. What we see here before is a major crisis update. Apparently, Alabama has been attacked by the Union. How is that even possible? We were told nothing from the Confederacy News Network that was just published recently. So a lot of rumors are being spread. Apparently, that the Joseph Wheeler has been sending money to this company to hide news like this, and apparently bombing their own area for their own insurance money. From there, they'll get their own money. They'll become rich from that. Isn't that a little surprising, considering the fact that Joseph Wheeler has been advocating for the British support and so on? Seems very, very, suspicious. All right, and in terms of other smaller news, another thing is that different artillery and forces has been sent over to Joseph Wheeler, who is still being very suspicious. Robert E. Lee has also gained a surplus of troops, and we're wondering what that person is going to be doing with it. And other than that, the biggest issue right now is how are we going to deal with the Union attack that has just occurred in Alabama. And the second issue is to wonder whether or not Joseph Wheeler is a spy for the Union and is using the newspaper that was just started as a cover-up or something else. All right, I will take one or two questions. I'll take 3 questions. And I'll obviously take one from Joseph Wheeler, since this has been mainly based on Joseph Wheeler. So is there any questions? Joseph Wheeler?
Are there any details on the attack, as in, for example, where it happened and what it damaged, as well as what kinds of force were used, whether it was artillery, bombing, or like sabotage?
So you're right about that. So far, no one knew that there was going to be attacks happening, but there was an artillery bombing that occurred in your state itself, killing over hundreds of lives in normal various areas. And the biggest issue of this was that there was no mentioning of these troops anywhere, and the attack was only heard of a week later, with even though newspapers were published afterwards. Is there any other questions? All right, Joseph Wheeler.
Was this attack orchestrated by the Union Army, or do we still not know who perpetrated this attack in the first place?
So that's the suspicious questions. Either the Union, it's either you, and the other delegates had to prove whether or not it's you, or it's some other third party that we don't know of. Those are questions that you guys are going to figure out, delegates. And in case you guys aren't clear, I'll write the crisis update down in a Google Doc, and I'll put this into the drive. I'll put this in the chat, and we can carry on from there. What we highly suggest right now is to start an unmod or something like that, and find a way to solve this issue and see if we trust Joseph Wheeler or we will stand against Joseph Wheeler. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So delegates, we had a really big crisis update, and now by chair's discretion, we will move straight into an 10-minute unmod, which afterwards, if you want, we can extend it through a motion. Okay. You can move into the rooms, in Zoom. Yes.
Can we just stay here since I don't?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure, but if somebody wants to speak with somebody else in private, you can move to another room. If anybody needs me, please say. And okay, 10-minute unmod starts right now. Oh, Anna, why is the rooms closing?
Yeah, it says they're closing in. It says breakout rooms are closing in 50 seconds.
How do I change it?
Yeah.
I don't think you can.
Are you Zoom host?
Yeah, okay, then you have to tell. That's gonna be
Welcome, everyone.
everyone's gonna end up in the main room.
It's gonna be chaos in 30 seconds.